Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Ivana. Ivana was 15 when she started going out with men. Her parents didn't know about this because they didn't pay much attention to her. She was their only child and they made sure she never lacked. She was a stunning beauty with piercing eyes and luscious hair that cascaded down her back like a waterfall. It started with their gate man. She came back from school and her parents were not back yet, and she needed help to remove a cockroach from her bathroom. "I don't know how it got there," Ivana said, pointing towards it as their gate man tried to remove it. He had heard her screaming and ran to help her out. After removing it, he was washing his hands when Ivana stepped in front of him, exposing her body. He closed his eyes immediately and turned to leave, but Ivana, being under an influence she had yet to discover, tried to seduce him. And their gate man, being a man full of lustful desires, finally gave in. When it was over, he realized he had deflowered her, but Ivana didn't seem to care about that. She told him to keep it as their little secret. In less than a week, they did it several times and Ivana found herself getting bored. She started noticing her neighbor's son and she found a way to wrap her arms around him. But just as quickly as it begins, it ends. She would always think of the next man to bring to her bed. She found it difficult to be with one man. No matter how she tried, she sees a more attractive man the next day and she lures him into her bed. This continued, and when Ivana graduated from college, her parents gave her an office in their company and she functioned perfectly. But her parents were getting older and worried because Ivana's life was marked by a series of fleeting relationships with men from the town. She would often be seen with a new partner. Her relationships never seemed to last. She brought nothing but shame to their family name. People gossiped about how the millionaire daughter couldn't stay with one man. "She is a loose woman," people would say. They had a discussion with Ivana about settling down, but they got the shock of their life. Ivana told them plainly that she wasn't interested in settling down. "What if I marry all these guys? I can just divorce anyone I get tired of. I have the money to do whatever I want anyway. What is the fun of being with only one person for the rest of your life when you can have any man you want?" She had always thought. She told her parents that she cannot get married because she doesn't see herself being with just one man for long. She would rather continue enjoying herself with all the different men life brings her way. Her parents rebuked her. They threatened to strip her of all her assets if she did not take a new turn. But Ivana had her own plans. She had money saved in a separate account. Her parents had sleepless nights trying to put an end to the shame their only child brings to them. They tried all they could to stop this behavior, but to no avail. Despite her physical attractiveness, Ivana was shrouded in mystery, and her behavior continued to be a subject of whispers. But there was something weird about all that was going on with Ivana. The men who dated her suddenly faced problems in their lives. They looked troubled and disturbed. Some even whispered about experiencing strange and terrifying occurrences during their time with Ivana. The people were baffled by Ivana's behavior, and they couldn't understand why she couldn't seem to find lasting love. Some even attributed her actions to witchcraft or a curse. However, the truth behind Ivana's restless spirit was far more sinister. Ivana's reputation in the town continued to deteriorate. The people began to avoid her, and she was often shunned and ostracized. Unknown to the townspeople and her parents, Ivana was indeed cursed. Her parents started to sought help from spiritual leaders, and one day they met with a wise man. He was a powerful spiritual leader. He had heard about Ivana's lifestyle. The old man took pity on Ivana's parents and decided to help them. He revealed to them that their only child had been cursed by a rival family who sought to destroy her family's reputation. The curse had been cast upon Ivana when she was just a child, and it had been slowly consuming her ever since. As Ivana grew older, the curse began to take hold, driving her to seek out intimate encounters with men. However, the curse also ensured that she could never find satisfaction or fulfillment, no matter how many partners she had. Ivana was trapped in a vicious circle of desire and lust that she couldn't control. The religious leader spent many hours praying and fasting, seeking a way to break the curse that had haunted Ivana for so long. Finally, after many days of spiritual warfare, the old man discovered the secret to breaking the curse. When Ivana heard about the curse, she laughed at the thought of it. "I am not cursed. The person who told you this is nothing but a fraud. Besides, I don't think I am the only one with this ability to control and change men." Her parents tried all they could to convince her, and she finally agreed to go with them. When they arrived, the spiritual leader performed a powerful ritual to cleanse Ivana of the evil spell. As the ritual came to an end, Ivana felt a strange sensation wash over her. She looked up to see the man smiling at her, his eyes filled with compassion and understanding. In that moment, Ivana felt different. She felt as if she was reborn. A new kind of peace enveloped her. She realized she had really been living under a spell all these years. The thought of how she had been living her life came like a rushing wind in her mind, and she burst into tears, feeling a sense of guilt. She felt ashamed for being that way. The spiritual leader told her that it is over. She will no longer go back to that life. The curse had been broken, and she is free. Her parents were happy to hear this. Ivana smiled at her parents. She apologized for all the shame she had brought to them. She promised to live better, to do better, to make her parents proud and also make herself proud. When they arrived home, Ivana talked to her parents about going to their vacation house in a nearby town, and they let her go. I just want a little time to be on my own, to be away from the world, to reflect on things, she said. When she arrived at her vacation house, she started to call the men she had done wrong, one way or another, one by one, asking for forgiveness. She made a decision to move on, and she couldn't completely move on without amending things with those she had wronged. After 2 weeks of staying in their vacation house, she came back home with a new and better way of viewing life. As for her parents, they became more careful with their political dealings and gave more attention to their only daughter. Ivana's story became a testament to the power of redemption and the human spirit's ability to overcome even the darkest of curses. Hope you enjoyed this story. See you in my next story.